and Madam First Lady, members of the cabinet, ministers, invitees, good night. Make some noise from the highway. From the Mary. From Sue's Night. From Friendship. From Diamond Grove. From Eccles. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are gathered here in these large numbers to reaffirm our strong commitment to the David Granger-led APNU AFC government. Because in less than 5 years, the achievement which he has achieved is second to none. No other first-term government has achieved as much in 5 years as he has done in 4. And therefore, as we go forward to March the 2nd, we must let this progress continue. Don't stop the progress. I like the mighty believer. Give David another chance. When we took office in 2015, we took this nation out of fear. This nation was living in fear because the previous government mishandled the security sector. On the 23rd of February 2002, a Minister of Home Affairs who is no longer with us permitted prison officers to take the prisoners to mash. By the time they were finished, the prison mash up. Some dangerous criminals escaped, leaving one prison officer dead and one cripple to this date. And from then on, there was a crime spree of sorts. You wake in the morning, an unidentified man found dead. In that period, there was shooting every day, killing every day. We had, in that period, something called massacres. Massacre in Lusignan. Massacre in Bartico. And massacre in Linden. Y'all remember them? It took the David Granger government to bring sanity to this country. We can walk out in the night like this. We don't have to be afraid of phantom. We don't have to be afraid of kidnappings. I can recall in that very period, they gave us some exports. Cocaine in fish, cocaine in lumber, cocaine in rum, cocaine in mitai, cocaine in awara, cocaine in pineapple, everything had cocaine. Today, David Granger fixed that. We must not allow the PPP, who seems to want to reinvent themselves, to forget the past. We must remind them about it because they owe this nation an apology. They should be apologizing to this nation for 21 policemen who died in that period. But they're barefaced enough to come back to us now to tell us that they would be this good and caring government. If you couldn't do it in 23 years, you're going to do it now? So now that David Granger is in office, he has found every area of development to touch. In the Ruperuni, where dry season brings problems to people to get water, wells are there now. Many, moreover, 100,000 people more are getting potable water. Go on the highway light up. Low-cost homes and communities. And hear this one. A man must be a man when he can keep his word. I know another man who can't keep his word, he lied too much. David Granger campaigned for local government elections, which the PPP denied us from since 1994. He got in office in 2015, and in less than 4 years, we have had 2 local government elections. Power to the people. Local government allows you to elect your local leaders, and if they don't perform, in 2 years' time you kick them out, vote them out. You are in charge of your communities. You can call your councillor to find out why garbage is not removed, why your carpet is not weeded, why this bridge is not fixed. Those small little things you don't expect the central government to be looking into. So you must demand of your local leaders to provide you with that service. David Granger brought that. And then he showed them that people need to be in touch with each other. So he created radio stations. One in Orialo, a next one in Aishalton, in Letem, in Anai, in Mamaroom, and I think one was just commissioned in Anna Regina. So that they can hear if this program is being streamed, they're probably seen it. They're not left out of the news. And Granger, true to form, he created towns in Letem, Bartico, Mabaruma, and Regina and Madhya. You know why? Because he feels and he has convinced us that the hinterland communities must receive the services similar to those in Georgetown. And he wants to bridge that gap. So that if you live in Georgetown, in Madhya, government services must be available to you. And shortly after he became president, he called myself and the then Minister of State and said this: during my campaign, the two single most problems people were talking about is birth certificate and passport. He said, I've appointed you Minister of Citizenship to right it, get it right. And in 2 years, we got it right. When we took over, there were long, long lines from Camp Street to Barrack Street, and people having to come to the passport office from 3 o'clock in the morning. That done. You can walk in to the passport office at 8, and by 9 you're out. And in 5 days, you have your passport back. David Granger is now on a 10-year development plan. He says he's a CFR man. So, don't worry, this 5-year thing. Let us go for 10. It makes sense. So that we don't have to be running and scurrying at every year, and we know what the developmental policies are, and we just proceed from where we left off. But he is now reforming the security services, the police, the prisons, and the fire service, badly neglected by the previous government. They are no longer human rights abuses, and if anybody risk it, soon after they're disciplined, charged before the court. In the PPP days, young men get buttoned in the rear, young men get scalded in the crotch, and all sorts of abuses. And these are the issues which has informed our leaders' vision to reform the services, so that better protection for you would be available. For the fire service, check what is happening in the newly created communities. You have a fire department. Small as it is, we started small and it will grow. For the years I know, from 2011, we have always been talking about a boat for the fire service. In the PNC days, we had one. For the entire PPP period, none. David Granger put one there now. Because you can't have a harbor with wharves and billions of dollars in merchandise, and there is nothing to cater for a fire occurring close to the river. And his initiative is that we should be able to fight the fire from land and from water. That is one initiative we have to praise. Then he has gone to the prison, a key area. In the past, the people we took over from had complete disorder in that prison. Every week or month, the prisoners went on the roof. They ain't satisfied with food. They ain't satisfied with how they're treated. The case taken too long to be tried. And that anger in the prison resulted in several riots until the prison was burned down, unfortunately. But it is a direct result of the pressures which are building up in people in confinement. So, our leader has decided to reform the prison service. And what he has been aiming at is to ensure that the inmates are not in a position now to use the beds. There's improved security in the prison. So the weapons that they are making from materials available to them would soon be denied. Prisons in New Amsterdam, Georgetown, and Mazaruni are being rehabilitated, in some cases completely rebuilt, with the intention to rehabilitate prisoners and to separate those who are for rehabilitation from those who are for custodial sentences. Long ago, you go into the prison, good, and you come out bad, no rehabilitation. That is not the intention. And so, with stakeholder involvement, with civilian oversight, with improved scanners and mobile phone detectors, we are going to make the prison safe and remove the unfortunate incidents which were occurring there. More importantly is the police. As a matter of fact, before I go to the police, look out for a name change. The prison might soon be named the Guyana Correctional Service. So that we remove this prison thing, this lockup thing. You go in there and there will be programs to correct persons detained by the state. This president has an eye on careful law enforcement. He has promoted and developed the Safe City project. Safe City allows for cameras to be placed at strategic points and for the police to be aided in the fight against crime. They can solve crime by catching it on the camera. Scientific methods. We have recently procured DNA and gun residue equipment at the cost of $110 million. That is how serious we are. We're putting our money where the developmental needs are. We have rehabilitated 6 police stations at $110,000. And all this has resulted in the reduction of serious crime from 2015 to now by 30%. Good work for the Guyana Police Force. Hail them up. Not only have they reduced the serious crime, but they have seized close to 600 illegal firearms in that period. Almost, I think the number is 596 in 5 years. And you know what? We don't have 5 persons shot and killed. In the past, every police encounter, somebody pull a gun or somebody pull a shiny object, and the next thing you know, somebody is there. We have seized all those firearms and hardly anyone has been killed. I think that is a remarkable record. And it is testimony of the strength and commitment of our president. And that's why David must get another chance. Because we cannot stop the progress. This election on March 2nd is a very decisive election. This election is about choosing the best leader to take us forward. For us here, David Granger is that leader. And therefore, when we go to cast that ballot, we must look up at the uppermost part of the ballot and downwards. You have to vote twice, or you have to make that X twice. The one at the top is for Granger. You look for the palm with the key at the top, and you look for the same thing at the bottom to put the X. That palm would be used to lock the door on the PPP. That palm must be used to open the door of prosperity led by David Granger. And follow me with this one. And we know we shall win, as we are confident in the victory of good over evil. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.